Hello, I'm Mario Anderson, and we thank you for joining us today on In Focus Kentucky, where we take a look at issues that matter to you. Each week, we talk directly to the lawmakers and people in the community who help shape policy and law that affects you. On today's episode, we are sitting down with Greg Fisher, who was reelected back in November to his third term as the mayor of Louisville, which is Kentucky's largest city with a population of over 700,000 people. And Mayor Fisher, we appreciate you joining us today from our Spectrum News 1 studios in the city of Louisville.
My pleasure, Mario. Good to be with you.
Absolutely. And Mayor, you were first elected back in 2011. We're now entering the year 2019. What is it about this position that you've enjoyed so much and wanted to serve for so many years?
Well, I like to serve people. I think we're all born to make the world a better place, and having the position as mayor of Louisville really puts us in an ability to do that. I think a city is a platform for human potential to flourish, and a lot has changed in the last 8 years. We were coming out of the recession, fighting that, and since then we've created almost 80,000 new jobs and 2,700 new businesses, $13 billion in capital investment. So you can see this activity going on all over our city. People are excited, and we've been identified as kind of this next breakout medium-sized city in America. So a lot more work to do, but excited about where we're at.
And talk about that job creation. I know that the Courier Journal in Louisville reported that since 2011 there's been over 80,000 new jobs created, almost 3,000 businesses have opened. So what is it about the city of Louisville that you consider why these businesses are wanting to come to invest this capital into the city?
Well, it's all about our people, obviously, and workforce. Talent is what helps get businesses grow and move to the city. So we're very concentrated on workforce development, alignment with JCPS, our high school system here in Louisville, and then we're a good place to live. Just like most all of Kentucky, the quality of life is good, the cost of living is good, and when people come and see what we have, they typically don't like to leave. So we are competing with the biggest cities out there, and we aim to win our fair share, and we've certainly been doing that.
And talk about public safety. That's obviously a big concern for people and a top priority for a lot of lawmakers and yourself as well. And where are your public safety and kind of what you're hoping to accomplish moving to the new year?
Right. Number one responsibility of any public official is public safety. So a lot of that's about understanding your community, understanding where your opportunities for improvement are, and making sure that we have the right partners. So we've got great federal partners that help us on violent crime reduction. We've got our Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods that we created so that we could provide resources to the 99.99% of the people that want to live peaceful and productive lives. And then, of course, it's the citizens. I mean, the real key is how do you co-produce public safety? And how does everybody feel like they have an ownership in that? So that's those three systems that we approach it at. Fortunately, this year, overall crime's down about 4.5%, and violent crime's down about 8.5%. So we'll keep working on that.
And speaking on that note, you mentioned the Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods Office. How is that particular program doing? Is it accomplishing what you initially had set out for it to do when it was created?
Yeah, the purpose of Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods is to look at each neighborhood, and each neighborhood deserves to be safe and healthy, and then identify what are the challenges both from a public safety standpoint but also from a public health standpoint that might be decreasing one's ability to enjoy life, whatever it might be. So it's taking a look at how do you build capacity in people and potential in people so they can see a connection to a bright and hopeful future. So it could be fighting health challenges, it could be improving education outcomes, surrounding kids that don't have resources with more resources to close achievement gaps. That's what it's really all about. We want to focus on the time kids are in school, and that's important, but 85% of a child's time is spent outside of school. So how do families and how does the community surround that child to enhance their odds for success? So that's a big part of the work of the Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods team. And then also violence reduction. We look at violence as a public health issue, and violence and criminal behavior is learned behavior. So how do you identify the causes for that, isolate them, and get well as a community? In other words, be more peaceful as a community. So we're seeing great results in that area, and it's a wonderful way to engage the entire community also.
And do you think that engaging the community is important to that public perception, but also transparency? I know that's something that you've been big on, of being able to answer questions and kind of be able to let the public know what truly is going on. And
the public has to feel like they are part of what's going on, right? So a police force, no matter how big your city or county is or where it's in the country is only as legitimate as the community says it's legitimate. In other words, constitutional policing, equal policing in all neighborhoods, and those communities saying you are effectively helping us build peace in our neighborhood. So without the input of our citizens, you cannot have, obviously, a safe city.
Well, coming up, we're going to continue our conversation with Mayor Greg Fisher.
And then ultimately what we have to ask is, why are there homeless people? In my view, this is a visible reflection of the failures of our societal systems. If minimum wage had kept up with inflation, it'd be more than twice what it is right now. So when people look at homeless folks, I want them to also say, why are they there? We can do better than this as a people.
But what's the latest weather forecast in your area? You'll find out in your Weather on the Ones coming up after this break.